The revolution may not be televised, but it will be broadcasted. Welcome to True Culture, where we stay true to all cultures, especially our own. Thanks for tuning in to the Tap In. You are now vibing with the host who loves you the most. I am Waddy. Joining us today is songwriter, producer, author, and award winning hip hop artist. Sisters and brothers, let's give a warm True Culture welcome to Ebri Yahloe.
Thank you.
Good to have you here with us today, sister. How are you feeling?
Amazing, amazing, beautiful. How are you?
I'm grand. I'm grand. I'm grand. I
Good.
can't wait to tap into Ebri Yahloe. You
Yeah.
already know I'm a huge fan of your music, and also a huge fan of like your movement and what you're
Mhm.
doing with your music.
Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it, man. Like that's always like, of course, fun to hear. So I appreciate that.
You're very welcome. Now, I want to get before I dive too deep into Ebri Yahloe and your career, your music. I want to start with earlier talk about earlier on in your career when you formed a group called Pure Gold with one of your friends.
Yeah.
One of your friends coming up. Tell us about that group and how it came about.
Okay. I see you did your homework. That's cool.
Yeah.
So, Pure Gold was a rap group. I think we started in like eighth grade, maybe eighth grade, and there was me, my homeboy V1S, and another homeboy named Tyrese. One of the original members, he was he was in it too, but he ended up it started out like with four of us, and we ended up with three, and we did a show called the Save Awards, and it was like nonstop from there. It was like definitely turned me into a complete different person. Actually, I'm skipping. Before we did the Save Awards, we used to go to this music room, and we didn't have a music teacher, and we would just beatbox and rap and do a bunch of stuff. And a lady named Miss Wilson, she took a liking to us and helped us cultivate it from there. So that's what Pure Gold was about, though. Pure Gold,
That's
yeah,
dope. That's dope. So Miss Wilson, let's give a
yeah.
shout out to Miss Wilson. She was
Shout out to Miss Wilson, who is Miss Rains now.
Miss Rains now.
Who is
Okay.
Miss Rains now?
Congratulations, Miss Wilson,
Yeah,
who is now
straight
Miss
up.
Rains. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. So she
Yeah,
actually took it upon herself. Tell
yeah.
us about what Miss Wilson did, because I know she played a part in your career when you were young. Tell us what Miss Wilson did for you and a couple of your peers coming up when she saw how fire your bars were at a young age.
Miss Wilson, Miss Rains, she
I'm sorry, Miss Rain. We can't
yeah,
keep
Miss
calling
Rains,
her Miss Wilson,
Miss
right?
Rains, yeah, she would hate that. She would. So now, but Miss Rains, she she like helped us get it. She got us ready. So it was a charter school. So we had like K through 8, and she took us and like we did like a tour around the school, and she just really got us ready. Like she taught us. That was the first person I ever. At that time, I didn't know what it was, but that was the first person I ever did like meditation with. You know what I'm saying? I remember she had us in the hallway. I don't know why we wasn't in class body, but the school was okay with us doing this. I'm thinking about it now, like, man, it's strange why we wasn't in class. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So, so
She was
I re-
teaching you though.
she was teaching. She was definitely
Mm-hmm.
teaching. So I remember like she had us, in the hallway or whatever, and we was getting prepared to go and do. Well, before the school tour, she was telling us, like close your eyes, and of course we're kids, we giggling and laughing. But now I'm thinking back, like she was having us envision what we would look like on stage, what the stage would look like, uh, what the audience would look like, what it would sound like, and I was the first person that I ever did something like that with,
Mm.
like just
That's dope.
different pieces, bits and pieces will come back to me when, like right now, or when I'm thinking about it, and it's like, yo. That is,
Mm-hmm.
that's exactly what that was. You know what I'm saying? So she prepared us.
I like
She helped us. She got us. We looked like a group. We had airbrush shirts. It was crazy. It
Wow.
was crazy. So
So
she
that's what
helped
led
us.
to the Save Awards, the
Yes,
strategies against violence everywhere
yes. That's exactly
award.
what led to that. Yeah, yeah.
So tell us about the Save Awards and how that experience was.
The Seven Words was life. It was life changing. It was like, so we won the award for most positive lyrics, and it was preparing for that was something else. Like we would stay after school and practice and practice and practice. And when we finally got to do it, it was life changing because it was like, first of all, we got this award for most positive lyrics,
Right.
and then we got to perform at the Southern Theater, which is an historical theater here in Columbus. It sold out, not just for us, but for the whole entire thing. We were a part of that, so it sold out. Uh,
That was a
and
pretty
to
decent, nice side. That's a pretty big
it
venue.
is, it is,
Wow.
it's a theater. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So to hear the crowd react from something that I was saying, and then it on top of that be a something positive. It's like, yo, if I can get this type of reaction from this room full of people, from these words that I'm saying, if I continue to say words like this, or even something along the lines, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Then maybe I can make an impact, or maybe a bigger place than this theater could receive this type of thing. And just like, it was crazy. Like, the audio is still up on YouTube somewhere. Like, you got to really search for it, but you can hear the crowd, and like it still gives me like goosebumps. But it was definitely shaped and made me who I am. So I'm thankful for,
That's awesome.
Miss
You want
Rains
so
and
you
Save
guys
Awards.
you guys won a award for most positive lyrics. What do you
Indeed.
recall? What song you won that award for?
The song was called, you know, it's crazy. I don't remember the name of the song, but I know the lyrics went, choose the right path, decide your own fate. It's better to love than to hate. Rising barriers may set us apart. Solutions are only what you make them. So it was
Okay, that's
it
dope.
was
And
it was
you
something.
was such you was so young. You were like four. You were like what 14,
Yeah, like I turned 14 when I got to ninth grade, so I was about 13 going into
13 or
14. Yeah,
so,
yeah,
12 or 13.
yeah,
Wow, wow,
yeah,
wow. Such a
yeah,
positive person at such a young age.
yeah, man.
Impressive.
Thank you,
Impressive.
thank
Now
you so much.
fast forward to, your first EP, Ebronix,
Yeah.
2018. You had
Erotics.
2018, 2 years ago,
Yeah.
man. And before you released that, you hadn't released music in about 7 years.
Yeah, man.
What was going on in your life during that hiatus? Was did it have any type of emotional or creative impact
It
on you?
did. I went to school for a minute. I went to Columbia College in Chicago, and it was fantastic. But that time, I don't. I just wasn't. I was just turned off. Like, I wasn't. It just wasn't it. It
Mm-hmm.
just wasn't it, man. It just wasn't, like, I was still trying to find myself, and it just wasn't it. Sometimes even after that, I will release little stuff here and there on SoundCloud, maybe, or whatever. Might write something here, or maybe do an open mic here or there, whatever. But I kept getting into these places. Like, I don't know if it's all artists or if it's just me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go off on a limb and say it's a lot of artists, but I feel like sometimes it's easy for us to get into this just depression. I'm not doing enough, or I don't want to do this, or uh, this is the only thing that I know how to do, but it's not working out the way I see fit. You know what I'm saying? So just a lot of different, and you know, I think we struggle a lot of the times with adulting and artists. You know what I'm saying? You got job,
Right.
some people got children, you got
Right.
relationship, you got school, whatever you have. So it's like a constant battle, and sometimes music gets put on the back burner. So I will fall into these like crazy depressions and like dark spaces, and it's crazy. Like every time uh, I will pull myself up out of that, it will be with music. And I feel
Mm.
like the last time I could pull myself out of that and really control it, because I still have days like still have days like currently, but Ebronix was, I pulled myself up out of a scary like messed up place, and I said, all right, well, I'm just going to keep. So that's what Ebronix was good. It was like a staple. It was me coming forth as Ebri Yahloe. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
yeah,
Taking charge. I like that.
taking charge, exactly
Yeah.
what that was.
I could tell
It's,
it. I could feel that energy throughout that whole EP. You spoke to a lot of social. You spoke to social issues, but you spoke to family issues,
I did.
which is what we really have a lot. We deal with that a lot nowadays. Just
Yeah,
us
yeah,
as black families trying to, figure out how to be positive with each other, how to love each other, how to support each other, and communicate
yeah,
is the
yeah.
hardest part, communication. So I think it was a really dope EP for real. Why did you name it Ebronix?
I named it. Thank you for listening to that, first of all, because
Yeah.
I don't really. And whenever somebody bring up Ebronix, I'm like, oh, where'd you listen to that? I'm always like, when somebody say something, I'm always like listening for probably say it loud. You know what I'm saying? Only because, not because I don't think it's a better body of work, but I'm just always shocked when somebody be like Ebronix, like, oh, you really know, like you really know. But I named it Ebronix because Ebronix is close to the word ebonics. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's just
Mm,
like a way of speaking. So ebonics it was just my way of speaking, and it just represented truth. So I'm like, okay, well, if I'm going to speak these, it's going to be true. And that was
right.
my truth, and that was my way of speaking, and that is my way of speaking. Like, if it's not going to be the truth, even if, sometimes some people don't like these truths, but they're mine, and their
Right.
mind to share, whether that is family, friends, lovers, whatever. If you don't like these truths, like, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say them. So
And they should be respected. And your truth should be respected like
yeah,
everybody's truths.
yeah,
Yeah. I
yeah.
I'm not going to say that. I was going to say something, but then I
Oh,
decided I'm not going to say it. But yeah,
okay.
fast forward to Say It Loud. That was that felt like a coming out to me, and now hearing you talk about Ebronix,
Mm-hmm.
you're saying that was like a coming out as well,
Yeah,
just freeing yourself and taking charge of your life and saying, this is who I am and I'm gonna tell you my truth. Can
right.
you tell us the creative experience and just how it was creating those two projects?
Well, Ebronix, in comparison to Say It Loud, I had help on Ebronix. I had a best friend, um, and he, I would say, for lack of a better term, I would, say, I wouldn't even say executive producer role, but in a sense, you know what I'm saying? So like he was
Mm,
putting the music out for me, and we fell off. Like we didn't, like something happened, and then what I'm saying, we fell off. So Say It Loud was something I did on my own. It was something I
mm,
did on my own. So it was like from so all right. So just get present. So sometimes I'll be real insecure about music. Sometimes I'll be insecure about music and just a lot of stuff in life,
mm-hmm.
right? So I battle with a lot of insecurities, and I don't even know. Sometimes they're just like stuff that I just make up or whatever, like just something silly, but in the moment they're like the biggest things in the world. So I battle sometimes with some insecurities. So with that, sometimes I seek uh, validation from people that's close to me, but it is no point in that because they're not walking my path, my journey. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, well, you see fit for me to do something like this, and I'm agreeing with that because I need that like validation when really that's not even the order of operation where that should have never went like that. And then in hindsight, like, yeah, that probably shouldn't have went like that. So with Say It Loud, it was my own. It was
Right.
me stepping out saying, you know what, I don't care what, I have to push everything to the side and I have to get this done. And it was important to me because I dropped it like in honor of Black History Month, and that's important to me.
Mm.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So, um, but it felt like that because that's exactly what it was. It was just me being courageous. Courageous is me bossing up, just taking charge. Like, this is what it is, and
Right.
that's what it's not, and this is what it's going to be. So,
Awesome. Awesome. You
so
gave us Say It Loud,
mm-hmm,
and you gave us Comfort
mm-hmm.
in this year, earlier
Nah,
this year. Was that not earlier this year? No, no, I'm sorry. Say It Loud was 2019, and Comfort was earlier this
yeah.
year.
Comfort was earlier
Right.
this year. Comfort was around
Um. That
October,
was,
I think. Maybe.
yeah, February, October. No, 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 no. That just came out in October.
Yeah, I want to say that it came out around the time where
No, I was
George
vibing
Floyd.
off Comfort for really.
Yeah, because so I
Wow.
had a homegirl. She asked me to do something for the hurting hearts in our community, and
Mhm.
that's what. And so around that time, like yeah, October. No, I'm tripping. Listen, Waddy, my time frames is going
Hold up, hold
crazy.
up, hold up, hold up,
Yeah,
hold up,
yeah, help me out, help
hold
me
up,
out.
hold
So
up.
no, no, no. So listen. So November is after October, so it has to be like,
No, it was. I'm gonna tell you when it was, cause I'm sitting. I can remember when I first heard it, cause it was that impactful, right? Um, it had to be late July, August,
okay,
something
okay,
around that,
okay,
like maybe even the end of August.
maybe, okay. That feels better. That feels better. Like
Yeah,
August, yeah, that feels
yeah.
better. Yeah,
So
yeah,
even
yeah.
we both were wrong technically because I said,
Absolutely.
well, no, no, I wasn't wrong because I said earlier this year technically.
Earlier
It
this
was
year,
earlier this year.
all right. Okay,
But
okay,
when
yeah,
I
yeah,
said it, but I'll be fair, like I'm gonna be honest, I was wrong because when I said earlier this year, I was thinking March. Oh no, I think I did say February, March. Look, we're
yeah,
both wrong.
yeah,
Let's just say we're
definitely.
both wrong, but we're right
But it's
now.
out here. But the
We're
song is
right
out.
now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's out here and it's a dope song. And on that song, Comfort, like you came with, it was just a sense of spirituality, a sense of, just energy and love and
Yeah,
and just support and upliftment in that. But then when you look back at Say It Loud, the vibe is just so unapologetic, so direct, so just I don't want to say aggressive, but
but
it was
I said what I said, and I meant
right,
that.
right,
That's
right,
exactly what the attitude about it was. Like, I said what I said,
right.
and this is what I meant, and this is what I wanted you to hear. Like, I'm gonna give it to you straight.
It's well that
This
way,
is what it
right.
is. You don't have to dissect anything. This is what it is, and this is what you're gonna get. Take it. It's not even take it or leave it. Just take it. Take it. So
And they were two different energies that were very much so needed. Like I mean, Comfort. I mean, I love that song, Ebri. Like that could really be my comfort. Comfort could really be my theme song.
I appreciate that.
I love that song so much.
Appreciate that, man.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate that so
And
much.
I just when I hear it, I'm just like, I wish everybody could hear this song. I wish anybody who's going through anything could hear this song.
Yeah.
And I'm not even going through anything bad. It's like I just want to heal everybody. And I feel like that's a song that can begin the process of
Yeah.
personal healing for a lot of people.
I appreciate that. And I'm thankful that she sent the message and asked.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that she sent the message and asked for it. Um because it was definitely um like divine intervention. You know what I'm saying? It
Mm.
was definitely something else because I wasn't thinking about making. I don't even think I was at that time. I was like doing a lot of shirts. I don't even think making a song about what was going on was happening because Say It Loud has spent the block like so hard. You know what I'm saying? People have to start playing Say It Loud again. And I
Right,
was like,
right.
oh, you know what I'm saying? It's fitting and it's appropriate. So I was not thinking about putting out any song until Sophia sent the message like, can you do this? I'm like, sure. Recorded it in the bedroom, put it on SoundCloud. I think it was like unmixed and unmastered, the version on SoundCloud and everything.
Mm.
And and it was like, nah, you need to put this to where everybody can hear this because it's important. And that's how it happened. So it was definitely beyond me. Like it was definitely beyond just like, oh, rappity rap. Like it was definitely like something else in
Well,
the house.
Sophia, shout out.
Yeah,
Shout out, Sophia. We
yeah.
appreciate you. And
Definitely
that's the
appreciate
thing,
you,
like you were
Sophie.
talking about earlier, is some people don't get it, but some people will because they are on the same frequency that you're on. You guys are aligned as far as frequency as well.
Yeah.
So, like you said, that seemed like it was divine intervention because when you weren't even thinking of that, and then
No,
she came through, and the way you laid that down was as if it came, every part of that song came from you, but the beginning part came from Sophia. I
Cam
appreciate
Sophia.
Sophia for that.
It is definitely it's a screenshot like those words like can you make a song for the hurting hearts in our community. And when I recorded it, like
Wow.
it wasn't like written. It was just if you listen to the song, Waddy, if you listen to it, it's very ABC. It's
Mm-hmm.
very
It
cut and dry.
is,
It's not
but it's
lyrical
powerful.
glossy. It's just here, 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 here. And that's because I was in the room just rapping whatever like came through whatever just a set of prayer and just let the spirit guide me. And that was that. You know what I'm saying? And that was that. If you listen to it, it's not something that's like this is like crazy lyric. It's not that. It's simple. It's 1 2 1 2 1 2, and its song is very short. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? So it's like it was beyond me without a doubt. It was if I say, oh
It's a
yeah, that was
lot of
me, like
people.
that's yeah, it's
A
a
lot
lot
of
of people.
people going through a lot of terrible things right now, and not, and it's even more so now because of the times we're living in this
Yeah,
country. So it's important that
yeah,
people make music like comfort, and make music. It's important. Well, look, you are making music like comfort. You made comfort, but
thank you.
I need everybody to tap into Ebri and artists like Ebri, and really tap into the good energy that's out here, the good music
Yeah,
that's out here. Like when hip hop first started, remember that music, that energy, the point of it all, the meaning
right,
behind it
right,
all when it first
right,
started. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah,
And
you definitely got to go back to that.
we got to,
Got to go
and you
back
know
to
what? You
it.
give us honest, gritty, feel good music, Ebri. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Like, I mean, fresh fruits. You give us fresh fruits. Say it loud. Comfort. Naked again. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Were you letting the energy speak to you, the higher power speak to you when you wrote
Yeah.
Naked again?
Um, no, I definitely was speaking from experiences when I wrote Naked Again. I was speaking from experience directly. Like, you know what? This is happening and this happened. So like, it was definitely all me and my choices and my
Gave us your
decisions.
sensual side.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I'm
definitely what
saying?
that was. Yeah.
And like I said, you give us good music, Ebri. And
Thank
I
you.
mean, listening to your latest single titled Walt Neal, oh my
Hmm.
goodness. You have not failed me yet, Ebri. You have not let me down. It's good to say that not much has changed
Yeah.
with you and your music. And I'm just hoping that one thing about you I've noticed with your music is that it continues to evolve, but you're remaining who you are,
Yeah.
staying true to who you are. And talk to us about Walt Neal and the process of that. And first of all, I want to say rest in paradise to the late great
Hmm.
Walt Neal.
Hmm.
If you guys haven't heard of Walt Neal, he was an amazing African American artist. who, I mean, he was huge in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
He did major things for the community. He always made sure he showed love to the community, and he
Mm-hmm.
used art as a way to bring the loving energy that we feel to life, like make that visual for us, put that on canvas for us. So
Mm-hmm.
tell us about the relationship that you had with Walt Neal, and about the song as well, Ebri.
So when I first, like you said, rest in paradise, Walt Neal, and I appreciate you for that amazing intro, and I'm sure you would appreciate that too. When I first met uh, Walt Neal, I was at a show, and I had heard about him, you know what I'm saying, before because he was my grandmother had knew him,
Mm-hmm.
and I would hear different things. She has a painting in her home, and a few of my family members had paintings and stuff, and it was nothing to like see Walt Neal at like from what I was told, it was
Mm-hmm.
nothing to see Walt Neal like at like a friend of the family's house or a family's house, like painting, uh, doing his thing. But I had never met him, so we was at a show, and my grandmother introduced me like, "Hey, Walt, this is my granddaughter. She raps." He wasn't trying to hear it. I don't know if it was because he wasn't trying to hear
He
it
wasn't
at
trying to hear
all.
it.
No, I don't know
Oh
if it
no.
was because she said she's a rapper, which is completely fine. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my grandmother. But he was just like, oh, okay, yeah, cool. So uh I was at the show, and it wasn't even like a show featuring me. I was just really cool with the DJ, and he was like, I'm going to put you up on stage, and as soon as you get the mic, just go. Don't
Mm.
stop, just go. Because I didn't have a time slot or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? So it was like low key interrupting the show. He was like, his name is BHB. Shout out to DJ BHB, doing wonderful things all over the community. Um, so he's like, when I give you this mic, just go. I said, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Gave you the mic, ripped it. It's a song called Inspiration. I'll re-put it out. It's called Roll somewhere. I think it's on SoundCloud or something, but ripped it. When I stepped off the stage, Walt Neal told me, he said, if our future is in your hands, we'll be fine. Like we're in good shape or something around those lines. Yeah.
Wow.
And he was painting a shirt, and I have the shirt. It's crazy. I wish I had the shirt like right with me, but he was painting a shirt, and he gave me the shirt.
That is huge, Ebri.
So he's painting a shirt. He gave me the shirt, and I'm like, I was happy about it. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause,
Mm.
at first he wasn't trying to hear it, so I was really happy about it. And so time passed, and I never forgot it. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make him a song because he gave me a piece of his artwork, and I want to do
Mm-hmm.
the same. So my original intent for Walt Neal was for it to. You weren't supposed to hear Walt Neal. Well, I won't say supposed to, but at the beginning, nobody was going to hear Walt Neal because I put it on like a CD, like a few burnt CDs, and I just planned on finding him wherever he
Mm-hmm.
was,
Wherever he
and
was.
yeah, finding him and giving it to him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think at that time the only people that heard it was like my grandmother, my brothers, and not even the producer that made the beat. So we
Man.
I'm looking at different bookstores, black owned bookstores in the city. I'm leaving CDs everywhere, just trying to find like I'm bootlegging my own song. I'm just leaving it, and I couldn't find them. And
Mm-hmm.
we even went to like Chicago to my homeboy Peter lived in Indy, so we went from Indy to Chicago, and I like rapped a song in the living room of the producer who made the beat.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, if you believe in this, bro, you got to help me find Walt. Like, you have to help me find him. And who's also from Columbus, and didn't find him.
Mm.
And I got tagged in something a few months back, seeing that he passed away. And I was like, yo,
Oh my
definitely dropped the
goodness.
ball. But that was like I spent a great deal of time from like 2000 and maybe 13 to like I feel like I stopped my search in like 2018. I was like, I'll see him when I see him.
You did
But
search for him though.
search for him.
You were
I
searching.
definitely searched for him.
Yeah.
Search for him. I searched high and low. whole time, Waddy, he was living in like since like his last days. Like he was in Cincinnati. Like man, so so it was cool, but
I mean, but his footprints
all
stretches
over the place.
across. I
When I
mean,
tell you across the world, like he
I
painted on the
mean
side of
across
a
the.
mountain in Senegal.
Oh my
Like
God! And
like
he was just an artist. Period. Like he was a singer.
yes,
He wrote
yes,
poetry. He
yes,
was a
yes.
painter. I mean, he was everything.
Everything, an artist, like you
100%.
in its purest form.
Drummer. He was like a
Yes,
drum.
yes,
I
he
mean,
was. Yes, he
instruments,
was.
all types of
Yes, he
stuff.
was a drummer.
And it's
Yes, he
sad to say
was.
that a lot of his murals have been lost to urban development.
They have.
But you can still catch some of his murals in like over east, down south side, I think, and all that. But
Yep.
he definitely did a lot for the culture.
Yes, he
He
did.
always made sure he showed love and did whatever he could to, you know, just inspire others to
Hmm.
tap into the culture too.
Hmm. Hmm.
You
Yeah,
know,
he worked a lot with children. He
right?
he I don't think my favorite thing about Walt Neal was you could go down, you know, it's a lot of places on the east side and see murals of black people loving each other,
Mm-hmm.
smiling, like like a black dad, like holding, like throwing the sun up in the air, like a black woman made into like a tree, like
Yep, showing that side.
just just different stuff that like that I think really depicts, you know, African American like that, you know. So
Right.
it
True
was
life. True
it's a
life.
true life. It's important to see things like that. It's
Yeah.
important to see things like that in the middle of the hood. It's important. It's so important to see a painting of little black kids running and playing. It's just important. So
It is. And his philosophy was so dope too. He wanted to paint the world.
mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah,
his philosophy. He's
yeah,
going to paint the world. He wants to paint the world. And he tried. He definitely tried.
yeah,
He lived
yeah.
all over the world. I mean Atlanta, Seattle,
Yes, he did.
West Coast, Virgin Islands. He was in a lot of places. So
Yeah,
that was a blessing for you to have even met him, honestly,
I
Ibri.
think so too.
And for him to say those great words about you, Ibri, I mean, you gotta take that with you forever.
Forever, for
For
life, man.
life.
So I think I feel blessed. I
Y'all
feel
gotta
happy.
tap into Walt Neal.
Please.
WaltNeil.
Mm-hmm.
Her That's the name of her latest single is Walt
Mm-hmm.
Neal. And you know what I like about it? One of the things I like about that
What's
song,
that?
man. I love that I feel it's giving me like when you say I ain't never seen no Mona Lisa.
Yeah,
I couldn't tell you her key features. Come on, that's serious.
it is
Because Mona Lisa has been
exactly
the
the staple.
model. Yeah, it's like
No,
no, she's not
no,
that though. She's not the
no,
staple. She's not the model of beauty.
not
She's
the staple.
not. And then you
No.
go into Picasso.
Yep.
What you say after that?
I ain't never seen the Mona Lisa. Couldn't tell you
What's
key
that your key
features, so I
features?
couldn't relate to Leonardo,
Nardo,
and
and
I
I
never
never
could
could
understood
understood
Picasso.
Picasso.
I couldn't appreciate Vincent
Vincent
Van
Van
Gogh,
Gogh.
and I
I
never
never
seen a
seen no
Basquiat for
Basquiat for
real.
real.
Yeah,
All I
yeah.
know is Walt Neal.
All I know, and
Man,
I
when you
meant that.
said,
I meant
fam,
that.
when you said I ain't never seen no Basquiat for real,
Yeah,
all I know is Walt Neal.
yeah.
Something about that just gave me what they say. The only
Go
Christopher
ahead. Say
we
that.
acknowledge
It's Wallace.
is
Say that.
Wallace. The only Christopher we acknowledge is
Say that.
Wallace. And I love that you gave me that feeling with Walt Neal because man, fuck Picasso. Fuck all them. They not
Period.
who are they to us and who are they for us? You know what I'm saying? That's not giving us real beauty. If you look at the Mona Lisa. I mean, ever since I was young, I looked at Mona Lisa, the painting, and I'm like,
It's boring.
I
What
hate to
is this?
say I think you can find beauty in all things, but to say that she is
This is
the
what beauty is.
staple for beauty, and this is what beauty is, and things should be beauty's just modeled off of her. Come on,
It's
that's
not fair.
it's not.
And fair is a and like what is I understand fair, but it's
It's
like
just not true.
it's not true. It's
Yeah,
not true.
I mean, life's not fair, but to just
It's
be
not
walking
true.
around lying to people all the daggone time
Yeah,
is just
yeah.
is
It's not
ridiculous.
true. It's not fact. It's just
It's not even fact. That's the sad part. Forget being true. It's not even fact. And those types of things have just been pushed on us since we
absolutely.
were young. So I'm
Yep.
glad you. I mean, all your songs are just like you're taking a stand, and I love it. You're speaking your truth, and you don't care what people say.
No.
Now, I want to know, how do you stay so positive? I really want to know how you stayed so positive at such a young age. I mean, you were 14 winning awards for positive rap songs. And I mean, right now, I feel like we're living through a trap rap era where the people are
Again,
just selling death
again. You know,
and hate.
we went through that before though. It's just it's all cycles. I
Right,
think hip
right.
hop is cycles. Even if you look at the hip hop artists, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like you can see certain artists are definitely a trickle down of certain artists. So to me, it all looks like a cycle.
Mhm.
Um, and to be honest with you, Waddy, how do I stay so positive? Is I don't know. I don't know, and I don't know if I want to know the answer.
Right.
I don't know
Right.
if I want to know there because if I know the answer, it might ruin it for me.
Mm.
So so if I could give you, you know what I'm saying, like a basic or if I had to pick an answer, I would just say maybe the higher power or
Mhm.
maybe I just got blessed or lucky or whatever, but I don't know what that is.
Mm.
Maybe it's just a super I don't know. And I don't know that I want to know how. But I do know that like my family, like no matter what, like we can laugh through, we can find the comedy in anything.
Right.
I grew up around a bunch of like a bunch of silly people, like a bunch of silly women, like you, like there. I'm having a heartbreak. Like, why am I laughing? Like, why are we laughing? You know, so like, this is not funny. Like, this is not. Why are we
You
laughing
gotta
about this?
find the beauty and the joy in
Yeah.
all things. You
So
know.
I think that is it. You know what I'm saying? That and I don't know.
Mm. And speaking of being positive, COVID-19 has created a lot of economic turmoil and death.
Yeah.
You know, these last, I would say, what, 8 months now. I feel like has been an unrelenting emotional roller coaster for most Americans. How
Yes.
are you feeling about this pandemic, Ebri, and how are you coping with this new way of life?
It is moving closer and closer. So before it was just something I seen on the TV.
Mm,
And even that is sad because I'd be affected. And I don't even know why I'd be affected by a lot of stuff. But when I seen those trucks on the news, like trucks and trucks of just what they said, they just had bodies in them. I was sad and I was affected.
yeah.
Um, but it hadn't hit like home yet. Like it hadn't start reaching the people I know. Now it's reaching the people that I know personally. Like it is a scary thing. It is. It's tough. It's weird because I feel like it's something else.
Very weird.
It's something. It's like I feel like it's something else. Like other than a virus or a sickness or a. It's something else, and I feel like I can it's moving. You know what I mean? And it's weird, but other than those things, COVID quarantine did was not bad for me.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't bad for me, and because it gave me the chance to reset and to relax and to get in tune with me and to get in touch with me and to do a lot of different things that I have already been wanting to do.
Right.
So I got a lot of work done. So quarantine was not terrible for me. Um,
It's good to hear that.
it was not at all.
Yeah, it's been but when you're and you seem like an empath like me. So it's like even when I'm quarantine hasn't been bad for me is either, but it's like in a way it still is because I'm affected by it
Yeah,
emotionally and
yeah.
spirit and not spiritually thankfully, but emotionally because so many people are going through so many terrible things and I just wish that I could just
Help them.
give them every
Yes.
good thing I have that
Yes.
anything they need to get them through these terrible times.
Yeah.
And it's sad to say our own government and our our so-called president didn't
Yeah.
care enough about people's lives to at least take charge of that situation and we could have probably would have been back to normal by now like other countries are
For sure.
so
For sure.
but we gotta be true to ourselves and we have to just tap into our own intuition and be
Hmm.
smart. We don't need. We
Hmm.
honestly, it shouldn't take a president to tell us to
That's right.
don't take risk with your don't take a risk with your life.
That's right.
But I guess you
That's
still have
right.
people out here have unprotected sex when they've
Yeah.
been telling people about being protecting yourself sexually for
Yeah.
like 40
Yeah.
years
They've been
now.
telling us
But
not to eat certain stuff. They've been
yeah,
telling us to. So, you know.
right. People gonna do what they want to do. So the
Yeah.
people who are out here being diligent about their safety and their health, I appreciate you. Keep it up and just
Thank
stay
you.
reminding your family and friends to do the same. No matter what we believe or what we don't believe, it's still always a good
Take
thing to
precaution.
not take risk with your
Yeah.
life and
Yeah.
your loved ones' lives as well. Now, Ebri, you won an Ohio Hip Hop Award
I
for
did.
Best Female Artist, Ebri. And I'd be
Yeah.
remiss
Were you
not to
there? Like, how do
mention,
you?
I have to mention, nope, I have to mention this, Ebri. I'd be wrong. Okay.
All right. All
You
right.
were also nominated for Best
All
Live Performance the same year. How does it feel to receive that type of accolade so early on in your career, Ebri?
Were you there? Like, or did you just like would you?
I'm everywhere, Ebri. I'm everywhere. Got
Alright,
eyes and
alright.
ears all over the place, Ebri.
I see, man. So, um, it was fantastic because like the year before that, Waddy, I was like, I had learned about it and I was dead set on like, you know what?
Mm.
I was probably like, I was like, I might have been about to turn 17, or I might have been like 17 like the year before. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to the hip hop awards and I'm about to go do something. And I don't know what I thought I was going to do because like when I went through it and like the what everything took to get there, I would have literally called a Greyhound to Cleveland and just been standing there. Like, do anybody know where the Ohio Hip Hop
Oh
Awards
man, it was
is?
one of those moves.
it would
Wow.
it would have been crazy if I would have just went. So I remember looking
That sound like when
online.
you went to California, but we'll talk about
Absolutely.
that. We'll talk about that
Okay.
later.
But
Go ahead,
you so
finish.
you were there too. Like I'm starting
I
to think
told you,
like
Ebri. I
I'm
told
starting
you
to
I'm
think like I'm starting to think you were
everywhere.
in pure gold. I'm starting to think you were in free zone. I'm starting to think like I'm like starting to think like, oh no.
Hey, I'm
Oh,
here with you everywhere you go, baby. You know we like that, sister.
straight up. So I'm like, I remember looking up stuff and I'm like, grandma, I'm talking to my grandma because like she's one of my best friends. I'm like, I'm going to the Ohio Hip Hop Awards and she's like, all right. So then I think I like looked online and seen that it was sold out. And I was like crushed. Cause I thought I was gonna go there, be like, yo, what's up? I'm a good rapper.
It's gonna
Listen
be
to this. And
lit.
they was all gonna be like, oh, and then whatever happened from there, happened from there. Absolutely not.
Well, you were 18, right? 17. How old are
When
you?
I went, the following year, I was 18 when I actually went
Okay.
and got the, you know what I'm saying? But the year before, so I looked online, it was sold out.
That's
And
how
I
you were
told,
supposed to feel going into that at
for sure,
17. Like
for
I'm
sure.
about to make it. I'm about to this
I'm
year.
about to go crazy. This
I'm
is
about to
my
get signed.
time.
I'm about to go to this
I'm about
award show and get
and get
signed.
signed that night. Watch me. And I'm not coming
Right,
back. So,
right, right.
so I called my grandma. I'm like, yo, the tickets are sold out and I can't go. And I thought my life was over. I mean, like, I was ready to cry, like, you know what I'm saying? And my grandma was like, listen, something better is coming for you.
Mm-hmm.
Something better. I'll be damned if
The
the next,
very next
the
year.
very next year,
Mm, mm,
I
mm.
was nominated for Best Live Performance and Best Female Rapper.
And you
And
took it for best female rapper.
yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Let me say one more time. Ebri took it for best female rapper. Yes, she did.
Yes, I did. So
Mm-hmm.
that whole process was cool because I got to go on so with the Ohio Hip Hop Awards, you go on a tour. You go on a tour around Ohio. And we did the tour, and it was cool. It was a lot of practice. It was a lot of fun, and like I got to go to places. It's different
Mm.
when you go to a place with your people. If I go to a place and my aunt's gonna be there, and my homeboys that's been listening to my stuff there, and people come out
It's a
and
whole different
they
energy.
scream and holler. But when
Mm-hmm.
I go to Cleveland for the first time at 18 and don't nobody know me here,
Mm-hmm.
and and they rocking to my songs, or they're uh they're cheering at the end, it's like, oh no, nah, this is like, and nobody I know is there. To
It's
me,
the
my
music.
homeboy,
That's when
to me,
you
my
know
home,
it's the
that's when
music.
you know it's the music.
Yeah.
That's when you know. I had a homeboy in Cleveland. Well, my mom had a homeboy, and he was just a fan of music, and he worked in Cleveland, so he would travel back, and he called my mom like, "Yo, they just heard him on the radio like that," and he was just like gassed the whole time. So it was
That's so
just like
tight.
it was a good feeling to know like I, I'm not from Cleveland. I've never been to Cleveland, and these people are rocking with me. So it's the music. So it was like
Wow.
it was like a staple. Honestly, it was like a staple to know. Not even like, yo, this is it. This is the one. I'm about to blow up. The
Mm-hmm.
year before, yeah. But you feel me? I had, you feel me? I had to get some humbling. But it wasn't like, this is it. This is I'm about to blow up. This is about to. But it just, I feel like it was a staple
That's
for
dope.
when
That's a really dope story, Avery. I
things got
mean,
tough or whatever. So I think it was a
yeah,
staple. Yeah.
it's a staple. And Ohio is so dope, man. So
Thank you.
rich in African American history,
Oh yeah,
especially Cleveland.
for sure,
Especially Cleveland.
for
You know,
sure.
I could literally right now name a handful of amazing things about
Let's go.
Ohio.
Let's go.
All
Let me
right,
hear
let me
them.
see here. Sojourner Truth gave her
Mm-hmm.
famous "Ain't I a Woman" speech at the
Mm-hmm.
Women's Convention in Akron back in
Mm-hmm.
18 what year was that, Ebri? I'm gonna be
You
safe
was
and
there. You was
I
there.
was
You
there
was there.
too. I
You
was
was
there
there. So
too. I told you
you.
I'm everywhere, man. That was back in like 1850 or something like that. I was there too. Don't you
Yeah.
worry. It was me. It was me. Ellen Walker Craig, I believe her last name is,
Mm-hmm.
became the first African American woman elected to the office
Mm-hmm.
of mayor when she became mayor of Urban Crest.
Okay.
Toni Morrison, right? Let me see. Toni Morrison from Lorraine
Mm-hmm.
won the Pulitzer Prize for Beloved, her fifth novel.
Okay. Okay. Come
Um,
through. Come through, Ohio. Come through,
let's
Waddy.
see here. Let's see here. Let's see here. The National Underground Railroad Freedom Center
Yes.
is
Yes,
in
it is.
Cincinnati. Is in
Yes, it is.
Cincinnati.
Yes, it is.
I'm running out of things that I can remember about Cleveland, but I cannot not mention Holly Berry. Like
Got to.
Holly Berry's from
Got to.
Cleveland.
Got to.
She's from Cleveland. So I can't remember too. I can't remember anything else about Ohio right now. But those things right there,
Yeah.
come on,
Yeah.
amazing,
Let's go.
amazing.
Let's go.
Um, no, Wilberforce University.
Absolutely.
Wilberforce University, private black
Absolutely.
university. One more
Absolutely.
thing, I just
Absolutely.
remembered.
Absolutely.
The country's oldest private black university was
Let's
founded
go.
in the
I
1800s.
didn't.
I don't
I
remember
didn't
the
know that.
exact year because I was this one I wasn't there for. I missed.
All
I was
right. All right.
busy. I was busy.
Yeah.
But definitely Wilberforce University for sure.
I didn't know that.
There's a lot of great things about Ohio.
That's
Amazing
fire
things about
for
Ohio.
sure.
It's in. Oh yeah, I can't remember. Queen Mother Malone. can't
That's
forget
right.
Queen Mother Malone, another amazing woman from Ohio, another
That's
queen from
right.
Ohio. Now, Ebri, pineapple is one of my favorite fruits for various reasons.
Okay.
What's your connection to the pineapple fruit, and why did you choose the pineapple fruit to represent your clothing brand?
So, um, I took a trip to Hawaii, and
Mm.
um, before I went, so I like to. Well, my hair is my favorite. It is in twisties, a little bit at the top, some down at
Mm.
the bottom, and I was in a car, and I was just minding my business, looking out the window, and somebody took a picture of the back
Mm-hmm.
of my head, and she showed me, and she was like, "You pineapple head ass," and I was like, "Oh, that's funny."
Hold up, yo.
Yeah. I was like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh
That's cool. That's
man.
funny, and it just,
Cute, cute.
yeah, it was cute. It was cute. So, um, it was cool, and from there, like I never thought twice about it. I just would wear my hair like that. And then from there, I went to California. I mean, not California. I went to Hawaii, and I won $300 to make a memory. And
Mm.
yeah, it was cool. Won $300 to make a memory, and I'm like, I could go scuba diving or snorkeling or do some like tourist or whatever. But I'm like, so almost that's gonna keep I can keep forever. And I'm like, okay, I can get a tattoo. I just want an extra $300. All right, cool. You know what I'm saying? Cool. So I get the tattoo, and as I'm getting the tattoo, I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm thinking about what can I get. And in Maui is where we were in Hawaii. Pineapples are called Maui Gold.
Mm.
So I'm like, pineapple ass. That's how I like my hair. I can get a tattoo of a pineapple. Like that makes sense. That's cool. And as I'm getting a tattoo, the tattooer, his name was David, he started telling me about a story. And the story was of a king who wanted to conquer 3 islands. But
Mm.
before he started telling me the story, he started looking at the other tattoos I have on my body. He was like, "So what do you do?" And at the time, just like you said, it was around a hiatus time, and I wasn't doing too much music. And I'm like, "Oh, I work at a clothing store." He was like, "Oh, because I thought you do music." Like, really called me out on my shit. Like, I thought you do music. I was like, "All right, well, I do." You know what I'm saying? Well, I got stuff on SoundCloud. And he was like, "Oh, okay." So he started telling me about um, his own journey, and he told me that he started out as a receptionist,
Mm-hmm.
and people told him like, "Yo, you're starting really late in this tattoo thing. You're starting very, very late, and it's not going to work. It's never going to work out." You know what I'm
Wow.
saying?
They told him that?
That's what he told me. They told him, and he said he has a homeboy that had been doing tattoos the same amount as him, but he wasn't good. You know what I'm saying? And he told me these things for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
He told me about the island, the king that was going to conquer all the islands, and he said, um, now this is all while he's doing my tattoo, and he's like, you know, this king, he trained his men to, when we get to the islands, we're going to burn the boats. And the men were afraid, like, yo, why are we going to burn the boats? You know it? You know it? You know the story?
I think this
You
is
know the
an
story?
ancient Hawaiian
Yes, it
story,
is.
right? I
Yes, it
know
is. Yes, it
exact.
is.
This is such
Yes,
a
it
dope.
is.
Please tell
Yes, it
this
is.
story, Ebri.
He's
It's a
like,
great story.
burn the boats. So burn the boats. They're like, why are we going to burn the boats? What if we lose? How are we going to get away? The king's like, nah, we fight and
We
win,
gonna fight or we gonna and win
or
or we
we.
gonna die.
That's right.
We gonna
So
win or
that's
we
how
gonna
we.
die, dog.
That's right. That's
We
how we
real
trained his
men.
men.
Real
That's
men.
how we trained him.
Mm-hmm.
Trained him. Long story short, he took over. He conquered the 3 islands he wanted to conquer. So with that, David Maui Tattooer is his name on Instagram. He is telling me if there is something that you want to do, and if there's something that it is that you do, you keep going.
Mm.
You fight and win, or you fight and die. You keep going. And he's like, how do you think you're going to get better? He said, I have a homeboy that's been doing tattoos the same amount of time as me,
Mm-hmm.
but he's not as good because he didn't do this every single day. He didn't keep going. He would stop. He would da 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 da. He said, if you have a flow that's never been done before, and you don't practice that every single day, you're not going to be good, and you're not going to succeed at that.
That's
So
good
keep
advice.
going, keep going. So the pineapple, I can be, and it just turned into like almost even like spiritual branding, Wally. So
Mm.
like I can be. Now, mind you, the ideas keep going. I can be having dinner. If I'm having dinner by myself or whatever, I'm just, you know what I'm saying, out trying to come up with some whatever I'm trying to work on that day. And I'm wondering, or I'm in a space, a different headspace, and it's like, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Like I said, I battle insecurities every single day. I'm getting better and better at them. But I battle these insecurities, and sometimes I'm second guessing. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing a bunch of, you know, just
We all
different
do
stuff.
that though. A
Yeah,
lot of us just aren't honest about it, but
for sure, for
all of
sure.
us on some level,
Absolutely. About
second guess
something.
ourselves.
About
Yeah,
something.
about something. So yeah.
So I could be having these things and these thoughts, and I'm like, I don't know. And randomly, a guy with a pineapple backpack, skateboard, right by, and it never fails.
Oh
It
wow.
never fails. Never fails. Like I could be having just a tough time making a decision, or I'm about to veer off of a path. I could be going good, and I could be about to veer off a path, and I will literally log into Instagram, and there's a pineapple. Whether it's an ad, whether it's something somebody
Wow.
sent me, whether it, you know what I'm saying, it just never fails. So keep going. When I see it, it's like, okay, keep going. And the things that pineapple represent, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it according to Google, you know, they represent welcome. You know what I'm saying? Like if you
Mm-hmm.
see a pineapple at somebody's house or a pineapple mailbox, you're welcome here. It symbolizes friendship forever. It symbolizes warmth, hospitality. And I feel like those are all things that I embody just naturally. So that along with the keep going aspect,
Mm-hmm.
that's what it is for me. That's what it is. So
Wow, Ebri, you visited that tattoo shop
random.
just randomly wanting a tattoo, and you left
Yes.
out that shop with a dope tattoo,
Yes.
great energy, and great advice.
The tattoo was fire, and he said to me before he started, he said, "This is going to be the best tattoo you have on your body."
Wow.
I was like,
This guy's amazing.
I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, this is gonna be the
Wow.
best tattoo. And
Next time I go to Hawaii, do you still remember his name and all that?
absolutely, I'll send you his
Yeah, when
Maui
next time I go to
underscore
Hawaii,
tattooer. Yeah,
I'm gonna go check him out, man.
absolutely,
Yeah,
please,
I
please
will. I
check
can't
him
wait
out,
to go tell
please.
him I talked to Ebri about
Yeah.
him. She sent me to straight to his door, straight to his
Straight up,
doorstep.
straight up.
That's
Yeah,
what's
so I think that's
up.
dope that you know that story though. I think that's fire.
Yeah, I love this man. Ain't Hawaii is people. If you have not researched a place in this world, please research Hawaii.
Okay.
There's a lot of ancient knowledge, a lot of our ancient ancestry exists in Hawaii.
Yeah,
Of course, they try to take that away from us too, because look at Hawaii; it's beautiful. They
yeah,
don't want us to attach ourselves to that land for
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
But yeah, Hawaii
yeah,
is a great place to be. Energy's
yeah.
beautiful, the land's beautiful, the people even more beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Just great energy. Now,
Wonderful.
Ibri, in order to make it to the next level, you not only have to prepare yourself for it, but you also have to position yourself for it.
Okay.
What do you feel like you've done to prepare and place yourself in the right position to attract recognition and ultimately appreciation for your music?
Practice,
Mm,
read, quit, and stop.
mm,
Because those two things are important. If you don't, I feel like if you don't stop or if you don't have those moments,
mm-hmm.
you're not gonna know what you're missing. You know,
That's good.
you're not gonna know what you're missing. So
Yeah.
it's like you're not gonna know what. I mean, I guess you could without it, but I wouldn't have known if I want to like. had these like breakdowns and whatever, and stopped doing music, I wouldn't have known what drives me, because naturally it was making music, because this is cool. This is what I like to do. But
Mm.
I wouldn't have known it was therapeutic if I didn't go through dark times. So those
Right.
stopping, that
Right.
it was important. Those times I'm like, I'm not making nothing. I'm not, and I hate this and everybody. Those times were important.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And just practice,
Just practice. Stay to it. Repetitions,
practice,
repetitions, repetitions.
practice, and remembering the small steps, uh, going and redefining, taking what I needed and letting go of what I didn't.
Mm.
Um, and I would say, I don't know. I was gonna say maybe something about listening with Waddy. Sometimes there's been some stuff I didn't listen to, and I don't know that
That's
if
the
I
key
would have.
right there, to not listen to people
Yeah,
sometimes, man.
I was gonna say not listening,
You
because
gotta not listen to people sometimes. Most of the
I don't
time.
know if I
Absorb the
would listen
information, but
where I would be. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but apparently that is where I'm not supposed to be, because I've listened to some things and I didn't got into some stuff like, okay, so like
right.
I shouldn't be here. I
Right.
shouldn't be here. So like sometimes not listening, like nah. So, and whatever's for you, it's gonna be for you regardless.
That's a word right there. That's true.
It's gonna be
That is
for you.
definitely true. Everything you said was a word, but that last part,
It's gonna be for you. So whether I
for
listen
real.
to you or not,
Right.
if it's for me, if God has it for me, the higher source, if it's for me, whether I listen to you or not, I'm going to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Now I've realized that like a lot of the things that people have told me, it's been the same. A lot of the same messages, this in different forms.
Mm-hmm.
I meet people like, oh my God, I've met you before, like, and it's like, oh, because you didn't take the message in.
Right.
So now maybe it's got to be somebody younger, maybe it's got to be a woman, maybe it has to be somebody else. But like, so taking taking was for me, but most of all, practice.
Do you remember the moment where you knew that music would be like it for you? Like your main focus in life?
I mean, I always knew that I wanted to speak, and I always knew I wanted to write,
Mm-hmm.
and I always knew music did something, like put me in a trance from a little bit. I knew that, but I think like probably when I knew like, oh, this is something I could do for a great deal of my life,
Mm-hmm.
was the night at the Save Awards, when I heard everybody screaming, and not only because like, wow, they're screaming for me. It was like, nah, is what I said.
That's what you said.
Is what
It's
I
the
said.
music. It's the
It's
music.
the music.
Yeah.
It's the
That's just
music.
awesome. That was it for me. I'm just thankful I was introduced to your music.
Yeah,
And when I first heard it, like I said, it was impactful. And I really love the message that you're sending and the energy that you're conveying, because the energy is really, really, really important. It's already bad enough we're listening to music in the wrong frequency.
that
You
is
know,
bad.
it should be 432,
Yes,
432,
it
and
should.
it's not.
Yes.
That's not the standard anymore. They changed that standard back like what is it, 60s. This is a long time ago.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what you're saying and conveying is super important. And I
Thank you.
keep saying it, but I really feel like I can't say it enough. I'm tired of the death. I'm tired of the nudity. I'm tired of the vulgarity. I'm tired of so many, just the judgment, the hate, the suffering, the lack.
Yeah,
Like I
man.
want artists who come from a place of abundance, come from a place of love and respect and positivity. And I feel like you give that to this generation and to the next generation, to all generations, whoever decides to tap in.
Who decides to
If
listen?
the elders need to tap in too. Now
I
you working on
appreciate that.
no problem at all. You work. I know you are working on on new music. How's the vibe of your new album, and are you almost done?
So no, I'm not almost done. And the vibe, the vibe of this new thing I'm working on is something. I was gonna say it's completely different, but it's not because I have a song like this. But it's like it's a little darker.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's a little darker, and I have two things that I'm actually working on. One is like a little darker, and the other one is like is lighter, and it's lovey. It's like in the vein of Would You Mind?
Oh,
So
okay.
so I'm like balancing the two. It's like okay, what do I want to do? It's like do I want to put this out and then go straight to this because I think like it would be easier to digest that way. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Because I'm always thinking about it, even though like my messages are like, yo, this is what I'm talking about, whether you like it or not. You know what I'm saying? But like sometimes I wonder about, okay, I do think about like the order of things. You
Right.
know what I'm
Yeah. How
saying?
you lay it
In the
out, how
way,
you present it to
yeah.
people. Yeah, for sure.
Because I feel like sometimes it's hit or miss. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I feel like it's hit or miss. So um, I'm just really thinking about just that, and this is what I'll do first. So, but
That's
I'm
dope.
definitely excited because the one that's darker is a different feel. It's a different feel. It's like without saying too much. It's like it's. I'm thinking of like live instrumentation. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Um, but very simple though. Maybe like myself, uh, maybe like a Dune and the djembe player. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So
Have you thought
just
about
something.
a title yet, or is that
Um, yeah, it's called Rich
what
and
you're saying?
Shameless. So I
Oh,
even I
okay.
even previewed Rich and Shameless somewhere on Instagram. I just did a show. My dates are jacked up, Waddy. So I did a show some time ago, maybe like a few weeks ago, and it's a story because I definitely wanted to flex my storytelling abilities, and because that's what hip hop is to me,
Right.
and but it's something though.
You're
It's something else.
multi-talented too. You talking
Something
about
else. Thank you.
your songwriting abilities and everything. You also an author, Ebri. You wrote a children's book titled "Baby Pineapples Count to
Yeah,
10."
yeah.
And
Baby
you wrote
pineapple
that
count
to
to 10.
help children learn how to count. How did that come about? Is that something you've been planning for a while, or did you just one day suddenly have an epiphany?
I think around like September of last year, like I was at work, I was working a job, and
Mm-hmm.
like, but I was like, I had got to like be on the computer, and I was like, I want to just use this time to maybe come up with a book, and I had a script first, like it was an actual story, but the story was not going to help with what I needed it to help with. Like it wasn't going to be something that they could read on their own. And I ran it by a few moms, and they were like, "Well, this is cool, but this is not like it can be for kids, but it's like it's not what kids can do on their own. This is super
Mm-hmm.
wordy. You know what I'm saying?" So I scrapped the whole story and just did numbers, and it came about during quarantine. So it was like a year in the making. So
I think it's a dope book, man. If
thank
I had a
you,
child, I would definitely be buying that for my kid.
thank you
Yeah, I need
so
to tap
much.
into that for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, all these songs. I'm like, kids know all of these songs word for word. Why don't they know how to count? Why
Yeah.
don't they know the proper way to add and subtract and
Yes.
multiply? So
Yes.
I'm glad you
Yes.
you, you wrote that book, and you
Thank
you
you.
have a song as well.
Yeah, ready to count. Ready
Yeah,
to
Ready to
count
Count goes. I
was
love
fun.
that song.
Ready to
I
count was
love that
fun.
song. The kid, it's so cute, man. The kid,
It
I can
is cute.
imagine like when I have my kid, I'm gonna be playing that on the car. The kid gonna be in the back like one,
Yeah.
two.
it was
It's
it
gonna
was
be dope.
amazing. It was amazing. And like so like Ready to Count was super cool because it was different. It was different for the engineer, and like I didn't like record it myself. Like I went to that when I'm recording my music, I don't even really like to record it myself. I like to just be the artist. You know what I mean? So and I need to break out of that habit, but it's just like it takes the fun out of it. It's like I just want to vibe out. Like I don't want to be staring at the screen. Like I don't want to do that when I'm making music. So it was different for her, and it was so cool because like Spotify put it on like its release radar. It was like really super cool. Like it put it up on the playlist. Like it was cool. It was really cool, and it was like it wasn't something that I had to submit to. You know how
Right.
artists who submit the playlist. Like no, they just snatched it up. Like this
They
is a good
snap. They
song. Like
love the song, Ebri. They love your music.
it was fire. It
Yeah.
was fire, man. And
Snatch
it
that
was
joint
really good
right
for the
up.
kids. Yeah, they did. It was cool. It was cool seeing the kids do that too. Like it was fun for them. It
Yeah.
was fun.
That's
Kids
good.
go
I
crazy
wish
when
I
you
had that
recording.
song when I was a kid, but I'm glad you made it for the kids now.
Yeah,
You know. You're just you're so talented. You even you do so much for the community. You also have a
yeah,
nonprofit organization called
I do.
Education with Ebri.
Education with Ebri.
Fill
Yeah.
us in on your mission, Ebri.
So right now, um, it is a youth enrichment program.
Mm-hmm.
So this Father's Day, past Father's Day, we right now the kids that I'm working with are a lot of them are my little cousins and their friends. Just so I can kind of, because it's still super new. Like it was just something I wanted to do during quarantine. I was like, I'm about to do it. So I'm still like working out the kinks and doing everything like that. But like this Father's Day, we um handed out baskets with food in them, and we talked about what it is to be less fortunate. We talked about what having gratitude is. We talked about appreciation. We just talked about these things because I feel like sometimes this world we live in is super fast, and
Mm-hmm.
give your kids some technology, and we might forget to talk about morals and values and different things like that, which is I feel like are mine and yours and people of our generation, and just different things like that, their core values. And I feel like those are important. You know what I'm saying? So that, and then this summer we cut grass for old people, um, for elderly people, for people with low income and disabled people. We cut it for
Mm.
free. So
Awesome.
yeah, thank you.
We
So
need
it
we need the
was
young
just it's been
kids
cool.
we need the youngins to do more of that, more community service for our
Yeah,
elders.
yeah. So it's been good. It's been good.
That's
So
awesome.
just growing and teaching as we grow.
Ebri, tell us about your trip to California.
You
I
was
think it's
there.
such an
You
interesting
tell
trip. It was
us.
an amazing trip for me. How was it for you?
Nah.
I
Um.
was there too. I was the fly in the back. I was the
So
bird in the back. I'd never be a fly,
bird in the
but
back,
yeah, I was
exactly.
the bird in the back. The red jump, the cardinal,
Yeah, the cardinal. That's our state bird too.
man.
That's our state bird too.
I didn't
So
even know that. Really?
yeah, it's definitely our state bird. So
Look at that.
California, California was a strange. It was a really good time. It was beautiful, but it was tough. So me and three other friends, we packed up and we just hit the road, Waddy. We just left. And
Was this
to
to follow
go,
your dreams, your
yep,
music dream? Okay.
to follow dreams and just to make music happen. And it was tough. We like lived in the car for a while, and uh we lived with people. Um and yeah, we would busk to get money. So we would go to like to Venice Beach, and my homeboy would play on the looper. We had got like a Bluetooth speaker, and he would play the looper, and we would rap, put the money out.
Mm-hmm.
People would put money in a bucket. We would nobody had jobs. We never had a job, and
Bustling it down
yes, we were.
all day, every day.
We would burn CDs, try to sell those. I wish I knew about making shirts back then because
Oh
we
man,
could
you
have.
made a killing out
Come
there,
on, we could have got paid. We could have got
man.
paid, but it was it was challenging. It was very very challenging, Waddy. Like it was super challenging for the most
Every
part.
day I'm bustling.
Yeah,
Every day I'm
yeah,
bustling. You down that jump. But you know what? Tell us about what you really went through though, because I know, like you just said, I don't want to make light of it, because I know a
yeah.
lot of it did. I know it was a good time for you because you experienced a lot and
Hmm.
you got through it. You know that was a great take for you. I feel like you took a lot home with you from that experience.
Yeah, I
But
did.
tell us about the other side of that experience and how your friends, were there with you, and some couldn't deal, some could, you
Yeah.
know.
Have you so have you been getting your information from them? Like I'm just curious to
Hey,
know, like
look, I
where do you
told
think
Ebri, listen, I told you I'm everywhere. I'm
I'm gonna
everywhere.
make
I'm
some
omni.
phone
You might
calls
hey,
after
look,
this.
I'm omnipresent. But no, I'm not gonna go
You're
that far.
absolutely right. No, you're
Go
absolutely
ahead.
right. You're absolutely right. No, that's fantastic.
But I do have
So
eyes and ears everywhere. I promise you, I do.
I bet, man. That is I don't know. But so um it was tough. So we started out with four of us and we ended with it dwindled down to three of us. And then three of us turned into two of us.
Hmm.
And then when it was just two of us, it was now before I talk about the two of us, I'm thankful for when it was three of us because my homeboy comes from a really, really good home.
Mm-hmm.
So to be in California,
He pushed through as
with
long as he could, huh?
woo,
Woo.
and you know what?
He went further than a lot of us thought he was gonna go.
So
Oh
look,
man.
so now, so like I never until I'm talking to you right now, I never thought about how like traumatic that was for bro.
Mm-hmm.
And like I'm sitting here talking to you right now, Waddy, and I know I'm like veering off, but it's like if everything is hitting me right now, like wow, like that's tough. You know what I'm saying? That's very tough. Like I never knew, I never looked at it from his lens.
I
Like
appreciate him for accepting the challenge.
oh yeah, that
Yeah.
because it was tough. So
That was a heavy challenge just for initial. I mean, the initial I
initial,
mean, yeah, off bucks.
they didn't
That was.
know I was gonna stay. They
Mm.
didn't know, and I thank them for staying because I had quit my job,
Did
and
they know you
like
quit your job, Ebri?
yes, they did.
Oh, okay. Well, then did they know you quit
Yes,
your
they
job?
did.
At least then if they didn't even know you quit your job, and I'm like, Ebri, come on,
Nah,
you
they
done took
knew.
them up there and ain't even know you plan to stay up that joint.
Look, I didn't even see California as the stop. I didn't know what would happen. I didn't know what I was going to get myself into. But once we got to Arizona, it just started to hit me like I quit my job, I left my home. I'm not going back to nothing.
Right.
I'm not. It's not what I'm doing. So we got closer and closer to California. I'm like, look, y'all. Um, I don't know what y'all want to do, but I'm staying. And the energy in the car shifted. Like, what? So I'm
Mm.
staying. So I don't know. Y'all can put these bags outside the car, but y'all can go home. But I'm staying. And everybody was like, yo, we're not about to just leave you here. So fast forward 4, 3, 2. And when it was just me and Rasta, shout out to Rasta Lee, that's one of my best friends. When it was just me and Rasta, things got real tough. Um,
So Rasta Lee stayed with you.
Rasta
He
Lee
wasn't
did
going
stay.
to. Now, was
No,
he pursuing his musical dreams as well, or was he just in support of Ebri Yahloe?
yeah, both. He is definitely a good, great rapper, and he was doing both. But
Right.
honestly, I just don't think that. he wasn't gonna leave me there by myself,
Mm.
and I know that to be a fact.
That was the driving force behind him staying there. Is that he
He
knew that
wasn't.
you were going to stay. He didn't want you to be there by his sister. He didn't want his sister to be there by
That's
herself.
exactly, and
Okay.
that's exactly what it was.
Much love,
Oh
Rostali.
yeah, shout
We
out to
love. I
Rasta Lee.
love you, Rostali.
Mm-hmm.
For real.
Mm-hmm.
We need more brothers like you out here in the world,
Yes, sir.
Rostali. We black woman to black man, Rostali. I love and I appreciate you.
Mm-hmm. I love you, Rasta. Shout out to him. He got two babies. He got two baby girls. You know what I'm saying? Rightfully so, because he's a provider and protector. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
So
yeah,
like,
girl,
uh,
dad, perfect
yeah,
for
girl,
him.
that yeah.
Perfect,
So
perfect.
shout out to Rasta, but things got tough. I mean, to the point why you were like at the end, like towards the end, and we were like breaking into apartment complexes to sleep on the weight room floor because we didn't have
Mm,
nowhere
grinding,
to go. You know what I'm
grinding.
saying? And like it just got tough. You know what I'm saying? Like times like we didn't eat. It was real tough, man. But
You push through that though.
push through it,
Mm-hmm.
push through it, and I wouldn't change any of it. Every single part of what we went through, from living in the car with four with three men, to people opening their doors for me, for us,
Mm.
to um the people that we met. I have lifelong friends now. Um, to the nights where we didn't eat, to arguments we got into.
Mm.
Um, I wouldn't change any of it ever, 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 ever.
That's a dope story, Ebri. Man, I love to hear about people following their dreams, and then when times get hard, they remain steadfast
Mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm,
push through. And
mm-hmm.
I love to hear about good black men out here, men, period. Because
Yeah,
it's not about white or black when it boils down to securing, your friends and protecting your family and making sure that you know people are able to return home safe.
right,
Everybody should
right.
should do that, but it takes a special individual nowadays to do that. So once
Yeah.
again, shout out to Rasta Lee, man.
Shout out Rasta Lee. Shout out
You
Rasta
the
Lee.
man.
Yes, you the man. Shout out to Peter. Peter too. Peter was the third, and
Yeah, shout out everybody who name the other
yeah,
two
man.
friends who with you. They
Locks.
accepted the challenge, man. We appreciate
Absolutely.
y'all too, and y'all did as much as you could.
Absolutely, man. Like I appreciate it. Shout out to Warlocks, Alex, and Peter, and Rasta Lee, and everybody that opened up their hearts and helped us along the way. Thank you
That's dope.
so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Ebru, you seem like such an old soul, man. I mean, sister, you're funny and you keep things light and you're so positive. And I mean, you're a prankster as well. You're a jokester. You like to prank people, but
How do you know that? How
I
do you
know.
know
I told you I'm here with you. I'm right here, right up in this
that?
right up in this left side of the chest area.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um.
yeah.
But I want to ask you: are you Generation Z or
Nah,
no?
nah,
Really?
no,
Because
no,
you
no.
seem so young, but you seem like such an old soul too. I'm trying to
Nah.
figure. Are you what generation? You're a millennial?
Now, what if I told you that I was? What if I told you black don't crack and I was really like a baby boomer the whole
Oh,
time?
there goes that prankster.
Nah, nah,
Yeah,
nah, nah, nah. I'm definitely a millennial.
that's dope.
Yeah,
That's dope.
yeah,
I had to ask you that because I'm like, but you seem so young. But you have a serious side to you, which is very important. But a lot of younger people, they just kind of try to, I guess, maybe ignore that side of them. So I appreciate you for embracing that
yeah,
side of you.
yeah.
Shout out to Generation Alpha, Generation Z, Millennials, every
Woo!
generation, man. We need
Game
all of you guys,
changers,
but Generation Alpha is going to be the changer
game
right
changers,
there. Game changer,
game changers.
man. Man, Alpha is the only. I mean, they're the most technological infused demographic
Oh
up
yeah,
to date.
oh yeah,
They're going to use this technology
for
to
sure,
free the world.
for sure.
Free the world.
And they're not going to take any BS.
They not.
No.
They are the first generation entirely born within the 21st century. So I
Mm-hmm.
really feel like they ain't gonna take no BS, and they gonna have the
Mm-hmm.
technology to help them do that.
Definitely.
So let's just keep doing
Definitely.
what we doing as
Oh yeah.
millennials and everybody else. Everybody, we got to make sure we're doing whatever we can, everything, not whatever,
Yeah.
everything we can do for the next generation.
Everything we could do, you're absolutely right.
So our generation, they also known as our generation. Our
Mm.
generation, we're looking up, we're counting on you
For
guys,
sure.
counting on you guys
For
for
sure.
sure. It's time for the quick six.
Alright, let's go.
Ebri, I'm going to ask you six random
Let
questions.
me focus. Let me focus. Let me
Give me
focus.
six random answers. I'm sorry, give me six quick answers.
Alright.
I know you love fruit, but if you could be any vegetable in the world, what vegetable would you be?
Celery.
Celery.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's something you've done that you would try to dissuade someone else from doing?
Cheating. Cheating. Cheating on yeah, cheating.
Oh, that's a good answer, Ebri.
Thank you.
I would do that. I would definitely do the
Yeah,
same.
thank you.
I would do the same. Thankfully, we're better women now, right?
Yeah, we are.
We're better women now. Now, if you could have a superpower, what would it be?
Um, invisible.
Mm. If you can get rid of two things in America, what would they be?
Money and mirrors.
Wow. Next question is pick one or all three: fame, love, or money.
All three.
All three. I like that. I would take all three too because I can figure out which one I want to get rid of if I ever do want to
Yeah,
get
I can
rid of it.
figure everything else
But
out.
if I don't have it, I can't get rid of it. And if you could only listen to three music artists for the rest of your life, which three artists would you choose?
I'm going to go with Andre 3000,
Mm.
J. Cole, and Mary J. Blige.
Oh, solid answer, sisters.
Yeah, yeah.
Solid answer, sister. Tell them where to find you on social media and where to contact you for bookings.
Okay. Um, you can follow me on Instagram. Probably best on Instagram. That's EBRI_YAHLOE. If you want to book me, you can. The email address for that is mitmkay@gmail.com. Uh, and yeah, if you want to stream some music wherever you listen to your music, our music's there. Uh, what else? I think that's it.
Yeah, yeah. Solid, solid. We're going to leave this show the way we leave every show, on a positive note. Sisters and brothers, there is a child living in all of us who craves love and good. A quote by Ebri Yahloe. Thanks
Right.
again to Ebri Yahloe for joining the Tap In. Make sure to support her music and brand. I promise you guys, she is something special. I see big things for her in the future, and y'all can mark my words on that for sure. Now, stay up to date with True Culture on YouTube, SoundCloud, Instagram, and Twitter at Human Nature TV. That's HUEman Nature TV. The revolution may not be televised, but it will be broadcasted. True Culture on Human Nature TV. Peace.
Peace.